as the severe weather threat continues through tonight. I want to start with CBS 46 Pinpoint radar, and the important thing to note is we have several watches in place, and we do have flash flood warnings in place across northwest Georgia. But as of now, no tornado warnings, no severe thunderstorm warnings across our viewing area. But I do expect that to change very quickly as we head into the evening and overnight hours. Tornado watch was just extended for northwest Georgia. This was set to expire at 11. It will now expire at 1 a.m. So that has been extended, and we are getting word that Metro Atlanta will be placed under a tornado watch within the hour. So within the next hour or so, the rest of North Georgia will be put under a tornado watch. As of now, Atlanta not in that watch yet. But again, that is going to change very quickly as these storms roll in. Still seeing massive amounts of severe weather across middle Alabama. Birmingham about to get rocked right now with this line of very heavy rain, some strong gusty winds as well. 2 tornado warnings. This is north of Birmingham, but south of Huntsville. And then this area in yellow, that is the biggest severe thunderstorm warning I think I have ever seen. I mean, this is encompassing much of I-59 and I-20 heading into Birmingham. So this is a massive storm system that encompasses a lot of real estate. But on top of that, it is very powerful. It is very strong, and it's got many facets to it and many risks to it. We have hail as big as golf balls possible, although a lower risk of that. But what we have a high risk is strong damaging winds and tornadoes, possibly EF2 tornadoes or stronger. In fact, one tornado already believed to have touched down across Walker County in northwestern Georgia just after 8:30 p.m. So there's that heavy rain across northwestern Georgia. Again, nothing severe at the moment, but each one of these boxes, and now it looks like possibly a second tornado confirmed in North Georgia. Rodney, can you hit this for me, the second one? This is brand new information here across North Georgia, possibly a second tornado here. And this is just the beginning, and possibly already 2 tornadoes. This one right here.
It's in just northeast of Dalton.
Right. So it is out of our viewing area, but it just goes to show how unstable the environment is. This is in Whitfield County.
That's thunderstorm wind.
Okay. Sorry, we're doing this in real time here. So right.
There we go.
Okay, this is in Murray County. This was at 9:46. Likely tornado damaged several structures and numerous trees down along a path. So now possibly 2 tornadoes that touched down across North Georgia. That was the first tornado. And then the second tornado right south of Lafayette. And that one also had some damage to some structures and some trees coming down. This one is in Walker County. Several reports of trees down and possible structure damage along Highway 151 south of Lafayette in southern Walker County. So now possibly 2 tornadoes already touched down across North Georgia. And this is just the beginning. We have a long night ahead. Let's go over the timing of these storms. They will continue to move in. So by midnight, you're going to see that line from Ellijay to Rome to just north of Carroll County. And then that line moves in after about 2 a.m. here from Ellijay to Gainesville, Atlanta, Carrollton, LaGrange. And as this line moves in, it's moving in a very unstable atmosphere. So the line is already unstable. You saw all the storms over Alabama, but it's moving over a very unstable atmosphere. So you're going to see these storms fire up with strong damaging winds, heavy downpours, possibly strong EF2 tornadoes right around 2 in the morning in Metro Atlanta. But really be safe. Plan on midnight to 4 a.m. for Metro Atlanta. That's going to be the timing of this system. Then pushing east by about 4 o'clock, and by 6, we are in the clear, but it is going to be a very nasty system as it rolls on in. Several threats, one of them flash flooding, a big concern through the overnight hours. Could see some flash flooding. Some areas have already seen close to 4 inches of rain in northwestern Georgia, and additional rainfall is expected. And it's not just rain that we're watching for. Tornado threat is high. High wind threat of 75 plus miles an hour is high. So you're looking at a 4-pronged event here with several risk factors, but the risk factors, we have a very high likelihood of seeing them as these storms roll in. Look how unstable it is. This shows you the tornado risk, basically how unstable the atmosphere is. The more unstable, the more likely it is to see severe weather and tornadoes. The higher the number, the more unstable it is. And watch how it gets progressively unstable in the overnight hours. By 2 a.m., you're seeing yellow, so widespread 2 with some pockets of level 3. But then as it moves through Atlanta, look at Griffin, 4s and 5s. possible across Griffin, across Eatonton, across Macon. And I want to stress this because most of these graphics are showing that the highest risk of severe weather is in West Georgia, and that is true. The highest risk of severe weather is West Georgia, but look, this line doesn't weaken very much at all. In fact, we are still incredibly unstable as this line even moves east of Atlanta. So don't think you're in the clear because you're in Macon or Eatonton or Athens or East Georgia. You are definitely under the gun for severe weather as well. And this graphic here is very telling. This is the damaging wind risk, and I have never seen this in Atlanta. I don't remember seeing this, especially for such a big portion of the viewing area. 45% chance of seeing strong damaging winds within a 25-mile radius of this hatched area. And again, this hatched area, it's hatched, which means significant damaging winds. So that's winds over 75 miles an hour. That's hurricane force winds over West Georgia. So we have a 45% chance of seeing 75 plus mile an hour winds within a 25-mile radius of anywhere in this pink. And even the rest of Georgia, that's why I said you can't let your guard down. Even if you're not in that pink, if you're in this red area, there's a 30% chance. That's a very high likelihood of seeing strong damaging winds. Tornado risk, also very high across West Georgia. 15% chance of seeing strong EF2 tornadoes or stronger. Then the rest of North Georgia, a 10% chance of seeing strong tornadoes move through the area. So we're looking at the possibility of large tornadoes. So they're going to be big in diameter, but also long track tornadoes, which means they're on the ground for an extended period of time. And this is going to be a very scary situation, Rodney. This is something we've been watching closely. And the threat is almost here. I mean, it's almost 11 o'clock and it's almost here. It's very scary.
Yeah, Jen, and I'm watching this in real time as we speak. CBS 46 Pinpoint radar. I see a lot of the tornadoes right now in southern Alabama, which would be moving more into central Georgia. And then as we go a little bit further north, there's one tornado warning that I'm watching just southeast of Huntsville. That is moving northeast, so that's going to be an area we're going to watch for you very carefully. Unfortunately, it's the same area that we were tracking earlier. You get up from Floyd into Chattooga County. If you were watching right now in Floyd or Chattooga County, you were hit earlier, that red box, and so you can see it a little bit better. I'm going to take the radar off. That is a current tornado warning in Alabama. If that holds together, that will eventually track back into northwest Georgia. So you guys will be up again here within the next 30 minutes to an hour. That's the only tornado warning that I'm seeing right now. The yellow box that you see are severe thunderstorm warnings. Jen has been talking about winds over 70 miles per hour. As she mentioned, you know, hurricane force winds are 74. You could be seeing hurricane force winds tonight as this line moves through, and that's guaranteed. As you see that line move through, you're going to get ahead of that line, the leading edge of the line, a ton of really gusty, really strong winds moving into North Georgia and Metro Atlanta. So that's something that we can all expect, unfortunately, as we head into the overnight hours. So if you see the yellow box, if you hear us mention a severe thunderstorm warning, that is what that's for, those really strong winds. And of course, if you see that red box on Pinpoint radar, that is the tornado warning. Right now, only one of those, but whether it's a tornado warning, whether it's a whole lot of wind damage, either way, we are looking at some type of storm damage in the overnight hours as this stuff moves in. Speaking of which, if you're watching right now in Atlanta, if you're in Cobb County, if you're in Gwinnett County, if you're in DeKalb, Clayton County, you're closer to home, probably wondering what's going on. Just a little bit of rain for us. We haven't really seen a lot of severe weather yet, but that's coming. Again, as we get into the overnight hours, it's the stuff that's in Birmingham right now. That's the stuff that's going to be moving eastward, and that's what's going to give us problems as we head into the overnight hours. So we've been tracking this for hours, but I know if you're watching from Metro Atlanta, you really haven't seen much yet. Do not let your guard down. We are still anticipating a significant event, some really strong winds, the potential for tornadoes during the overnight hours. So what we want you to do, hopefully you have the CBS 46 streaming app. If you don't, we want you to download that right away. And there's something specific that we want to make sure you do tonight, because this is an overnight event. We know a lot of you want to get to sleep. So we want to make sure that you have those alerts on and that you can hear the alerts once these tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings are issued from Metro Atlanta. So do me a favor, if you're going to go to sleep, before you go to sleep tonight, get into that CBS 46 app, hit notifications, okay? And then once you hit your notifications, you're going to see a ton of different options. It's a really cool thing now where you don't have to get all the alerts, but we want you to make sure that you have breaking news, weather, and the live stream notification turned on. Again, that's breaking news, weather, and live stream. The live stream is really important because when we do things like this, come on and give you these special updates outside of television, when you hit the live event, that makes sure that you'll get a sound for that. In addition to that, you'll also notice when you're in the CBS 46 streaming app that there will be a county by county list of alerts that you can check. So for example, we're in Fulton County. I'll make sure my Fulton County alerts are selected. So one more time, you want to do breaking news, you want to do weather, you want to do live events, and you want to hit your county, and that will ensure that an alarm will go off when a significant weather event occurs in your area overnight. That's very important because the brunt of this is going to move into Metro Atlanta, Jen, as we head toward the overnight hours.
Yeah, and I want to give you some new information here. So you're seeing the behind the scenes here. There is now 3 tornadoes reported across North Georgia. One was in Murray County, one was in Walker County, and one was in Chattooga County. So the only one in our viewing area was Chattooga County, but all of these in northwestern Georgia. The first one was the one in Chattooga County right around 8 p.m. There was reports of considerable damage to homes along Halls Valley Drive and Tryon due to a likely tornado. Then another tornado, this was in Walker County. This is at 8:45 p.m. It says 11 residences were damaged along Highway 151 just south of Highway 95. Numerous trees and power lines down, and the roads are impassable. So major damage there with 11 residences damaged. Again, that's in Walker County. And then last but not least is the one at 946. This is in Murray County. This is it says likely tornado damaged several structures and numerous trees down along a path in Murray County. So as of now, 3 possible tornadoes across North Georgia. And again, as we head through the night, likely this is expected. I'm going to push this out of the way here. This is expected to increase here as we head through the rest of the night as we become increasingly unstable. So we're going to rewind again, Rodney. Let's go get a look at the radar here. One last look at the radar, and then we're going to have to leave you here as we prepare for the 11 o'clock show. We'll go to the beginning here, and we're going to show you kind of an update of where we are right now and where we're going. Again, the worst of it arriving after midnight, but as you can see, incredibly heavy rain already across northwestern Georgia as all of these storms you see over Alabama moving into northwestern portions of the state. We're seeing an incredible amount of lightning. We're seeing some strong winds as well, and we're seeing the possibility of tornadoes. You see how juicy and unstable the environment is. Already possibly 3 tornadoes across northwestern Georgia, and I unfortunately expect that count to rise considerably as we head through the rest of the night. Tornado watch has been extended until 1 a.m. As of now, Atlanta not under a tornado watch, but I am expecting that watch to be issued within the hour, and I do expect all of Metro Atlanta to be in that watch. Right now, the strongest storms just to our west over Alabama. We have 1 tornado warning and a massive severe thunderstorm warning. Again, these continue to travel to the northeast. These storms traveling at about 55 to 60 miles an hour. So still some very strong storms possible across northwestern Georgia. Then the main event arrives later tonight, especially after midnight, rolling through Atlanta sometime between about 1 and 3 a.m. 3 tornadoes now showing up, 3 possible tornadoes across northwestern Georgia, moving in around midnight here across northwestern Georgia, making its way into the metro right around 2 a.m. and then moving out after about 5 a.m. Strong long track tornadoes possible, winds in excess of 75 miles an hour possible, heavy blinding rain possible, and these storms are incredibly electrical. We're seeing a tremendous amount of lightning. On top of that, we could see hail. So this is a very dangerous situation. We are going to be with you. We're going to be up all night long, and we're going to be cutting in. And as soon as there is any warning whatsoever, we will break in to the programming live as it's happening to keep you and your family safe. We are going to unfortunately end this Facebook Live for now, but we are starting at 11 o'clock on CBS 46 for the CBS 46 News. So you have less than 5 minutes to wait for another update. I'll see you at 11 o'clock. And throughout the night on CBS 46, CBS46.com, and on our streaming app. Everyone stay safe. I'll see you in 5 minutes on CBS 46.